Hi, welcome to part 3 of my series on the Moeller Method. This video will be an examination and a demonstration of the stroke that most people are referring to when they talk about a Moeller hit, and that's the downstroke, which one uses to make an accent or to set the stick in motion for multiple taps. Remember that in the last video I showed you the basic stroke, the basic tap of that old school right hand military grip. It's important to have that down, so if you haven't done the exercises, please do so. You need to understand that stroke because the downstroke really only exists to add velocity to that tap, okay? That's why when you use a different hand method, you have to do this in a different way to accelerate that stroke. But to get this down and to do it Moeller's way, you have to understand that stroke and then understand that this is simply a method to lend some velocity to that hit, okay? So, remember that we were here in our basic up position. Wrists are straight, knuckles are facing you, not the palms, right? I'm just in this position outside the line of my shoulders, okay? The stick is going to come down to about grace note height, and I'm going to begin to raise my hand up to about eye level. Notice that that leaves a nice curl to my arm, and that's what we're going to use to kind of crack the whip to catch the downstroke. Now I want you to see that as I came up, I did not lead the way out with my elbow. Okay, you see a lot of guys do that, but for this is completely not necessary, and it's actually wasted motion and will affect the mechanics of it. My hand stays palm down the whole way up, and the hand leads the way, and the arm follows it, okay? Note that the stick stays parallel to the ground along that plane, and kind of parallel to me along this plane, and that's important. What happens is as the hand comes up, you see that it kind of turned a little bit, and so it's right here. And I'm coming up directly in front of my shoulder. I'm not coming out, I'm not coming forward, I'm just letting my hand travel straight up. Chapin will use a wonderful example. If you think of a puppet, and I had a string on my hand and the puppet master was pulling up on that string, that's what would happen because these joints are loose. I'm a puppet, right? So that's the way you should think of it. Everything follows the hand, it leads the way up. And then once I'm up in this coiled position, I'm simply going to let the hand turn over as I begin to drop the arm, which cracks the whip, and look what happens. I'm right back in the up position, and I can allow that stroke to continue, which is exactly what I would do. It would hit, and then it would come away, just like we've already learned, okay? So here's the whole thing slowly, and I want you to see how I let it happen. Coming up slowly, up to about eye level, drop it. Did you see how that worked? I come up slowly to about eye level, drop it. Okay? Note that as I turn my hand over, I'm turning it and you're seeing my knuckles or even the back of my hand, you're not seeing my palm because I'm not doing that over my shoulder. I'm making that exact same stroke which I had been making. Here's another thing. It's important to see the stick parallel because if it's pointing down, I'm either kicking out my elbow or opening up my grip too much, okay? Try to maintain awareness of your little finger, okay? That'll keep the stick where it needs to be without you having to squeeze it. So I'm coming up, there's my downstroke. Note that I don't kill it when it hits. Don't do that because what that's going to do is tense up your grip, tense up your arm muscles, and then those tense muscles are going to have to flex and pick it back up. And you're taking all the shock, you're getting tight so you can't continue to play. That's not what this is for. This is exactly for the opposite, okay? So when it hits, the rebound kicks it back up. I'm hardly doing any acceleration of it. Don't think of it like you're pulling it down or throwing it. You know, we often talk about throwing a ball, and it's kind of like that, but at this level, you really just let it drop and gravity will do all the work for you. It's wonderful the way that works. Okay, so that's the downstroke. The basic exercise to learn this is that I want you to do 50 of them per arm. Okay, whether you're an advanced player or a beginner, doesn't matter to me. You need the time to experience this and to really feel it and to feel that wonderful looseness that you get from going through the exercise. Okay, so 50 of these. It's going to look like this. 1, 2. I'm tempted to do all 50 and make you watch it. That slow pace is important, and I want you to watch everything that you're doing. Really, it's best if you can do it in front of a mirror. Okay? Live with that for about a week, and when you really feel that you've got it down, we're going to add the upstroke. The upstroke is simply the way that you set up your wrist to make that motion. Remember that when we were here, we came down to about grace note position? Well, now I want you to go ahead and let the stick just tap the drum as you pick it up. Okay? It's not like a push-off, like I'm putting a lot of force into it. No, I just let my wrist fall as I raise my hand. Down, and then here's the up. Note it's not very loud. It's not an accented note. Down, up. Okay? Run through 50 of those per arm for about a week. And from there, you should have the mechanics down well enough to begin to examine some of the other exercises that are out there. Get with a good teacher. Certainly look up Mr. Chapin's videos and check those out. Perform all of those exercises. You can always get with me on Skype. And I'd be happy to show you where to take it from there. But have fun with it, and if you find that this has been useful to you, and if you find that it helps you play a little easier, let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions, certainly contact me, because I love to talk about this stuff and I could do it all day long. Thanks for watching, and happy practicing.